Welcome back. So very quickly, let's go ahead and bind the character to the rig. So how do we do that? We'll go to object mode. You can either go to object mode by coming here and select object mode. There are different modes, object or edit mode. It goes to edit mode or pose mode. This is where you pose your character and all with the bone. So you go to object mode, select the character, hold down shift, select the rig, come to skin under Autorig Pro and click on bind. So it's actually calculating that for us. It will bind the character to the rig such that if we move the rig from one point to the other, or the head, rotate the head, it actually follows along. All right, I hope you're having fun. I hope you're enjoying this. All right, so it has binded. Kind of reminds me of some churches that binds the devil, bind the devil, bind the devil. So now that we've done that, we'll go to pose mode here, select pose mode, and let's test it and see how that works. So we'll click on the head rig here, head bone here, press rotate, now rotate. Wow, so for some reason we have a double actually. So tap to object mode and actually move this guy somewhere else. Yeah, I'll have to move this guy somewhere else. So let's move this guy somewhere else. You may run into this, but don't worry. Let's move this guy. So while that guy is still selected, I'll press M and create another layer for it. You can in Blender we call it collection, or you can call it layer if you're coming from Photoshop. So I'll name this man 2 and select this box to add it to that layer, and deselect this to actually deselect it here so that it's, it turns it off, right? So now let's go back to our rig. Let's go to pose mode. So the shortcut to that is Control Tab to go to pose mode. So you see now our head is now responding. So I'm pressing R to rotate it. So if I press R twice, I can rotate it to different direction. So let's go ahead and bind the rest. Don't be in a hurry. Let's do it together, because every other object has a different binding method. For example, the eyes and the teeth has a different binding method. So we'll have to do this first. Let's bind the hold on, I still think I have a double somewhere. I just want to be sure. Okay, I do not. So I'll select the trouser and the shirt, and let's select the eyebrow, right? And I think I should also select the tongue. I want to bind the eyes and the teeth last. So I'll select the tongue. So go to solid view. Right now, still hold down shift. So all this, you're holding down shift to select them one by one. So hold down shift, select the rig, and actually bind it. I said blind, sorry. Bind it to the rig. So wait for a while. So while that is done, it's done already. Did it in 4.9 seconds. Imagine. So I'll now select it now. Everything will respond accordingly. For some reason, I don't know why that is doing that. So I would have to. So let's. Okay. I don't know why that is wrong. What is wrong with it? Just give me a minute. Let me find out. Okay, I think I said that there was a double somewhere. So let's. For now, let's just delete it. Maybe much later we'll create those clothes again. So let's go back to pose mode. Let's delete that shirt. So the head. So everything is now working fine. So the clothes was the one being messing things up. So we can still add that clothes much later, but it's not really our priority for now. So let's check the leg. So I moved the leg. So I think I should also delete this trouser too. It's really weird. I just did it just to, I just did it just so we have, a variation of character with clothes, right? So you see our character rig is working perfectly. So I can select the root bone can see it moves this. I can actually select this one to actually move the character. This controls the waist. This controls the waist. So you can go ahead and play with this. Try to understand what controls which. This is the shoulder. Alright, this is the hand. So I'm more like pressing rotate to rotate them and G to move them. Alright. So pretty much you'll be rotating more when you're rigging, and for the legs you use your G key to move stuff around. So we're more like testing our rig, you know. So this is so fast. The reason why it's doing that is really, really fast, you know. It gets rotating, moving it there and there. Alright, so it's working perfectly. So now let's bind the eyes. So the eyes is different because you have to bind the eyes directly to the bone, which will not be using this method. I'll show you another method to do that. Alright, so tap, control tap to object mode. Sorry if you're hearing noises, my window is breeze. So alright, so I'll select this left eye, hold down shift, select the rig. Now while you are at this, go to pose mode first. Now select this eyes, this particular control. You see C control underscore I left. So when you select this eye, remember this is still selected in object mode. So when you select this eye now, you can press Ctrl P and parent this eye to the bone. So this eye is now controlled by this bone. So we'll do the same thing for the left eye. So you control tab to object mode, select the other eye while pressing shift, go to pose mode and actually select the other right eye here, Ctrl P, parent it to the bone. So now we can now control our eyes with the master controller, which is this dude here, the eye target. You can see the name here. So I'll just press G and I can move this eye around. Ooh, really cool, right? Alright, so you can actually move these eyes independent of the weights. That's jargon. I promise I wasn't going to use jargon, but independent of every other bone. So this now works directly with the eye control. So the good thing about this, you can actually control them independently, right? So I'm clicking and pressing G. All right. Okay, so R doesn't work. So I use R when I'm animating, and maybe the character falls down. I press R, use R to animate this, you know. So it's cool, right? So maybe when in an animation class, we would actually touch that. So go ahead and test every other, you know, bone rig that is working. Another thing most importantly you have to also test is the eyelid. Does it close? Yes, it does. It's not perfect, but it's okay and good to go. Alright, so now if I want to go more advanced, I'll go into with painting, which is time consuming, but to me it's okay. So let's go do the same thing for the teeth. So control tap to object mode. Let's select this body and hide it. So press H to hide, and this is our teeth. So press H to hide that body. So select this top teeth, shift click the rig, come to pose mode. Alright, so having selected that, you now have to select this guy here, which is the top teeth, right? So now Ctrl P and parent it to the bone, such that if I now select this guy and move it, I control these teeth, right? So I'll do the same thing for the teeth, the lower teeth. So Control Tab to go back to object mode, select these teeth, shift click the rig, come to pose mode, or Control Tab to go to pose mode. Now select this lower one here. So the lower one is somewhere down here, so we have to find it. So this is it here. So Control P, parent it to the bone. So now I can now control that bone right there. Alright. For some reason, it also controls the tongue. So this also controls the tongue too. Alright. Alright, so if I select all three of them, I can now control the tongue. No. If I select this, this, middle, and this. So it now controls the tongue independently. So that's the rig for controlling the tongue though. Alright. Okay, so we are done rigging this, guys. Like, it's really fun. So let's start back to object mode. Select this object. Now to unhide the body, just hold down Alt and press H, and it will bring back our dude here. So let's Control Tab to go to pose mode. So now we have our character, rig. So G to open this mouth here. So it's really cool. There's a lot of other work to be done on this character, but to me this is fine. I'm good to go. Alright, so the character has a thick lips already, so that's why you have these other lips here. So, but you can also manually control that by going to tap into object mode, select the character, and tap to edit mode, and actually move, select maybe these 3 points. You would understand this if you've done the basics. That you follow the tutorial on when I taught on modeling. Alright. So you either choose to delete this or just move things around just to adjust them a bit. So we'll go back to edit mode. Remember? But now it now creates this. So maybe I'll solve that with the shape key, but to me this character is good to go. Like, we're good. Alright, so character, the eyes is working, the eyebrow. Alright, so the next thing, final thing we're going to do, I like working with, so right now this is set in FK. So this is called, FK means forward kinematics, which means that the character would the hands or the leg, so they are different. Let me show you to you. It's best explained. So let's come to to items. Is it items? Let's select this bone first. Let's come to tools. Okay, yeah, tools. All right, so we'll come to tools. So the rig main properties. So this is set to FK, right? So this is set to FK, which is forward kinematics. So which means that the character would follow wherever the body leads. All right, wherever the body leads, the character would follow. But I love using IK, which is inverse kinematics. So if I scroll this down here and select the body and moves it, it doesn't. So I have control to move my hands wherever I want it to be. All right. So just move things around. So I like using the inverse kinematics. So, and also disable auto stretch so that you don't have this stretchy, hand. So let's just disable that. Just click and drag to disable that. All right. So it doesn't auto stretch itself. So you do the same thing for the other hand. So clear this to IK. Select the control. Disable stretch, auto stretch. So you now have this, right? Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, we're done with this class. Like, we're done. So I want you to go ahead and practice and keep practicing and keep practicing. So this character is good to go. All right, this character is good to go. All right, so the next course is animation. So if you're done with this, then you're ready to go into the animation class. All right, so go ahead and purchase your animation class, animation course, and start animating. So see you in the animation course. This is really beautiful. So finally to clear all this I've done, so just press A twice to select everything, and Alt G to clear the move transform, Alt R to clear the rotation transform. So everything is now set in motion. Okay, so go ahead, play with it, play with the controls, and post it on the Slack channel. Let me see your progress. If you've purchased this course, you have access to our Slack channel to ask any of our instructors, questions, and also post your work so we can see your progress. All right, so see you in the next course, and bye for now.